Hey team, so several of you have asked me what is the best way to tell if a particular school is up or down for the year, and then what of those orders have caused you to be up or down. And so I'm doing a short video here on what I believe is the best way to see this data. And Gabe Fedota has given me permission to use his territory management report. And the territory management report is under Static Reports tab in Salesforce. Right down here at the very bottom is your territory management report. If you click on that, it's going to open up and look something like this in the spreadsheet. So I want to show you some things to do. And the first thing that I do, it takes just a moment as I start clicking next to the school here, that little dash, closing all of this information. This information is good. You're going to want to look at this later. But right now, I just want to condense that and clean this up to make it easier to manage. You're not deleting anything or doing away with anything. I'm just closing each tab of the school so that I can see all of his schools at once. Just like this. And here you get an overview of the year. So far, for 2015 net sales, and that's what you want to focus on, net sales. Your total is right down here. And then you can see the 2014 year-to-date net sales over there. So you can tell if you're up or down overall for the year from this report as well. And so the next thing I do is I remove some of the columns that I don't care to see. And I simply do that by holding the mouse right over the column, and I click and drag. I don't want to look at full year for 2014 or 2013 right now. I'm not interested in that. So I go up then to Format, Hide and Unhide, and click on Hide Columns, and it removes the column. Now, as you know, obviously our bonus plan is on net, so I really don't care about gross sales for 2015, and I don't care about gross sales for 2014. I do care about my net sales. I would like to see my return rate per each school, and then the net sales year-to-date for 2014, and the return rates for 2014. So I'm going to go ahead and remove those two columns as well. And now this really cleans this document up for me so that I can kind of take a look and see where and how I'm doing at each school. Next thing I do is just add one more column here. You just have to expand that column a little bit. And I'll just say increase or decrease year to date. By doing that, then in this, I'm going to click right here in this cell underneath that, and I'm going to subtract the year-to-date net sales of 2015 from the year-to-date net sales of 2014. And by doing that, I simply enter the column, or enter the formula into the column. Formulas always start with equals. You may already know that, but equals, and then the column, or the cell, excuse me, is D7. So I'm going to take D7 minus column G7 here, hit enter, and you can see that currently we are up $81,000 at Georgia State this year for this account. To do the same for every single one, I simply click in that cell again, and you see this little black bolded square in the corner right there. I hover over that until my mouse becomes from a thick white cross to a thin black cross. Click and drag all the way down, and that does the total for each school. So the ones in red then shows where I'm down at each school, and the ones in black shows that where I'm up. So this now allows you to take a look at quickly where you are at for each school net sales year to date. So if I want to dig in and see that I'm down quite a bit here at Georgia Tech, $163,000 for the year, and if I want to know where that is, that's where I would open up this again, this little plus next to the Georgia Tech, and it's going to then open up every single one of the disciplines that I have there at Georgia Tech, and you can see that we're down in accounting, $42,000, we're down in management, we're up in finance, and so forth and so on. So looking at this report, I can now see where I'm down at for each school for the year, or where I'm up at for each school. Case in point, we are currently up at Georgia State. So if I click on that, we can see where we are up there as well. And it looks like business communication is one of the big reasons why we are up $65,000 on that. So I hope this is helpful. This is just a quick way for you to see where you're up and down in the disciplines at each school. It takes, well, as you can see, it took me 5 minutes to do this video, and I started from scratch. So it should take you about 5 minutes to take a look at this. For Q4 purposes, since that's when I'm sending this to you, this also can be helpful to see where you might can dig for some more money in Q4. If I'm looking at Gabe's territory here, I might go to the business law department. I might go to the finance department, or some other departments where I have very little money, or maybe where I've been losing money, like in the finance or in the operations department right here. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful to you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.